And we are live. Stu loves the pickle, don't you, Stu?
I do. It's one of my favorite things.
How are you, man?
I'm good.
Well, that's good.
I am really good.
The weather's cooling off. My run times are getting better because it's cooler. My body can spend its energy on speed rather than air conditioning.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm definitely much faster in this 60-degree air.
But I'm feeling kind of crappy today. I went and got me one of them flu shots yesterday. And I'm not feeling 1,000,000% today. I woke up with like a glob in my throat and just feeling kind of.
Yeah, I got to get mine. I might as well get mine today. Tomorrow's a easy mobility day, so.
Well, there you go.
Good way to recover from a flu shot, I guess.
Plan your life around your workout. Doesn't everyone? Doesn't everyone?
I just assumed that.
There you go. Good morning, Jason. So, Stu, what are we talking about today? What's up? What's up with the Jim and Stu show?
Well, once again, going live with Jim and Stu show on multiple platforms. How are we doing that, Jim?
We're using StreamYard, and we are actually live on my profile, on my page, in the group, on YouTube, and on Periscope, which is Twitter, which I have no idea how many people actually pay attention to that. But as a reminder, oh, cool. Daniel says, Daniel just read your copywriting secrets. And did you enjoy it? I hope, Daniel. It's like, I read it. And then you're like, oh, did you like? Nah, it sucked. I was like, oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. But for those of you who don't have a copy of Copywriting Secrets yet, you should get one. Good morning. Thank you, Vicky. Hey, Carl. Hey, Kim. How are you?
I, by the way, pulled the trigger on StreamYard last week as well. I've already done 2 lives and got my banner rolling now. Everything's so smooth.
So our buddy Gordon Watt, whom we have interviewed on this show, he got it, and he did something really slick with the overlay graphic. So I gotta get schooled on that. I gotta get the branding with the overyard thing. With the overlay thing, because his was like, dang, had all kinds of bling and stuff on it.
All right.
And I said, okay, that challenge has been thrown down, and I need to make mine look. I need to pimp my StreamYard. Does that sound good? You know,
I like it. Yeah, I got my logo up there. Yeah, everything's rolling. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and a great find, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and cheaper too. Jorge says StreamYard has better definition. I think it does too. I think all in all, it's much better. Jeff says I use StreamYard for my podcast. It's the best. So that's good.
Yep.
I don't think StreamYard existed back when when Stu discovered Zoom to do your podcast.
Yeah. Zoom was a new thing. We should have bought stock in Zoom then. Have you heard about the Zoom stock price?
Yeah, it's pissing me off. I didn't buy any.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Next time we make ideas like that and we do a show on you got to get Zoom, we just need to just go invest in some of these things because it multiplied, I think, by like 100. Is ridiculous.
Well, it's funny. It's funny through the power of the Google, we don't have to speculate. We can look. So in the start of 2020, it was trading at $68. And it's hit a high of 500.
Okay. Not 100 times, but I didn't realize it was that high. I thought it was in the teens back when we first started. But
I don't know. It looks like it
opened it pretty high up too, didn't it?
It started at $62 in April of 2019.
Wow.
By the way, we are not offering investment advice in any way, shape, or form. This is not an investment show, nor should we be trusted for anything of this type or really anything at all.
Don't listen to me for investments.
Don't listen to me for anything. That's your best bet. But speaking of making wise investment choices, I did buy Facebook back before it even went public. And I had like 5,000 shares of Facebook at a cost basis of $14.50.
Ooh, that's legit.
Yeah, that was very legit. Anyway, Okay. So shall we do what we're gonna do?
Let's do it.
Okay, what are we doing?
All right, so what we're doing is we're gonna make this a tribute show today. In fact,
Okay.
I was scrolling through the sales copywriting content marketing hacks Facebook group, and there's some good comments in there. In fact, we're gonna use two of them for today's show and podcast. The first one, however, was just a comment about Gary Halbert and his direct response wizard that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to just pay tribute to Gary Halbert and who he was, maybe describe, what he did to get and teach sales and why
Okay.
obviously thought enough of him to name it the Gary Halbert direct response wizard.
Okay.
And then we'll take some questions and,
Okay.
maybe
So
discuss the wizard even.
so basically, whenever there's an industry, whenever there's something that people are doing stuff, especially when it's entrepreneurial, you can often trace what everybody's doing back to a few people. And so in the area of direct response copywriting, there are names that come up, advertising, things like that. Claude Hopkins, David Ogilvy, those were big advertising guys. And then direct response and copywriting, at least for me, and there's tons of them. And it's hard. I mean, I'm thinking of different people like John Carlton, Dan Kennedy, and others are more contemporary. But Gary Halbert was a maverick and a character. He had a huge, oversized personality. He was one of those guys that just would go. It's like the feast or famine. He would go big. He would crash hard. He would just do all these things, but he never did anything in a small way or in a shy way. And I think that's one of the reasons why he resonated with people. He had an online newsletter he had an online newsletter at a membership site called the Gary Halbert Letter. And his writing style was very, very distinctive. He would grab you by the throat in his copy. And he was also someone who would do a ton of testing and got a lot of results on his own. A lot of what you see people doing in the world of copywriting and marketing is pretty much just copying from other people and also really not doing their own experimenting. They're regurgitating stuff they've heard from other people and they're not really putting it into action. So that's why sometimes you'll get advice. You'll be like, oh, that sounds good. And you put it into action and it's like, man, this doesn't work. It must have been my fault. And that's not the case. But the big thing with Gary is just his oversized personality. He was the living embodiment of, in my mind, the phrase, love me, hate me, there's no money in the middle. And so one of the things that he did was he was really good at mail direct response, i.e. sending letters in the mail and making money. Not putting stuff up on the internet, but putting stuff in the mail with a postage stamp on it and getting people to do it the old school way, which was a lot harder. And so he was very results oriented and spent a lot of time testing headlines and then scaling stuff up. So one of the things that I've always loved about him was his headlines. And so I've studied his headlines, his writing, his sales letters, and you got to kind of pick this stuff up all over the place. It's not all in one spot. So over the years, I just kind of collected all these things up. I've got his different books and different things over here in my messy thing. I've got them all sitting there. When I need inspiration, I'll pull them out. So I just decided, you know what? It's one of the things that I just I got tired of going back and reviewing them, and I said, okay, let me make a wizard with these headlines, just so I can have all that goodness all in one spot. So that's why I created the wizard. So that's why, and that's, I never got a chance to actually meet Gary in person. He passed away. And I know, my buddy Russell was on a panel with him one time and stuff, but that is one of my regrets. And, Gary was a colorful character. He ended up going to prison, for some stuff. I mean, he was not an angel, but he was honest about who he was and what he was all about. And he was just, you take people warts and all, and you learn from them and stuff. So there you go. Somebody asked, how often do you use the Gary Wizard? All the time. So yeah, I made it for me. And that's the thing with all these wizards and scripts, I make them for me, use the crap out of them, and then I'll release them. I'm the #1 power user of all this stuff. So it might be fun just to show everybody what we got inside of Easy Online Wizards, which is part of the Jim Edwards Method Premium. We have inside of the title and headlines, we have Gary Halbert's favorite direct response headlines, the wizard. We've got a little demo here of how it works. Got some examples. Can use the example of authors and stuff. And if we've got a couple minutes, I don't know, we might try this with Stu. I always like trying this stuff out with Stu because his is not a make money topic. People are, oh, this just makes money if you're doing download or make money on the internet or coaching or something like that. But, okay. So there you go. So it's going to ask you, go ahead. What?
I actually loaded my avatar in this and just did some quick fill-ins while you were talking. And so I have that to share whenever you want to see that.
I have Stu's avatar, at least one of them, the Crush Your Fitness Test one.
Yep.
Okay. Well, look, we can load Stu's. There's a couple things missing out of mine. You want to share? You want to share your avatar with me, or share this project?
Sure.
Okay. You know how to do that, right?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay.
So yes. What you do, for those of you who don't know, is you can go to project and load, and then you can click on whatever project you want to share, click on shared, and then grab that link, and you can share it with anybody who has a membership in the Jim Edwards Method Premium in this case, or we're looking at your.
Oh, I was sharing my screen. Sorry.
No, I want you to share your project.
Okay.
Send me the project through the private comments, private chat.
I will stop screen sharing. Have I stopped screen sharing for you?
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, we're not seeing. We weren't seeing your screen anyway.
Okay. Okay.
But if you go to project and load, and then select the project, or either the project or the avatar, it doesn't matter. But if you did the project on this and then copy the link and send it to me.
All right.
It doesn't matter which one you do, and send it through the private chat.
Okie doke.
Jeff says this is a great go through the wizard. Great to go through the wizard.
So I do the load of what? The project?
You do project,
yeah,
and you do load.
Yep.
Select the project, and then click on shared. See this?
Yep.
And then click on copy link.
I can do that.
And then you send it to me through the private chat.
Private chat. Got it.
Yeah.
Just did it.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I can actually load Stu's project, how he filled it out. And then I can save it. It won't save over. But see, now I have Stu's project and I can edit it. So it's asking, #1 area of focus, who's the target audience, what action they want to take, what's the payoff they want, a couple different, like in present and past tense, how fast can you get them results, who's an insider expert who will have the answer, what's the usual way that people get it, enemy, you. The
Yeah,
real enemy is you. Excuse me. Okay. So we click build, and then Gary says, keep clicking till you find one you like. So insider information on who's really crushing a PT test, exactly how they do it. I like that. And here's the thing: you can. I like to call this shopping for headlines. You can hit the little shopping cart icon, and it'll add it to your clip bin, which is pretty cool. And so I like that one. Aspiring special operation candidate discovers how to pass selection on the first try. Dude, that, oh my God, just stop the presses right there. And for those of you who are watching this, maybe you don't understand that audience, but this right here, you're going to get, you're going to, this is a huge headline right here. I don't know if you used that one or not. But that is mint. Don't try this with any other getting to and through buds program. Aspiring says easy to nah. Free ebook tells you 12 secrets to pass selection on the first try. Dude, that is mint too.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm not seeing the comments lighting up. I'm just saying, this is your enthusiasm is underwhelming me this morning. Y'all need to wake up. I'm operating on only a half a cup of coffee and a flu shot. So y'all need to, stand and deliver here, people. This is really
Gary
good
Halbert is speaking from the grave.
A breakthrough idea for every aspiring special operations candidate who wants to pass selection on the first try. That one's awesome too.
Yeah, these are really good, man.
These are cool article titles.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can laugh at your next fitness test if you follow the simple plan. I'm just editing on that is mint right there. What's wrong?
Easy day. Should be able to pass a fitness test same way you do a drug test. That's a no-brainer.
That's a good one. Insider information on is really crushing a PT test. Exactly what they do. 3 powerful reasons you should crush your fitness test. Because you should never ask what the minimum standards are. Because it's not just enough to pass the test. You have to get to and through the training. And you need to focus on winning, not just on focus on winning and competing, not just.
Yeah, you'll never think about quitting if you think about winning.
Right. That's the other one.
You're getting there.
I think about all that crap when I'm doing my exercises and stuff. I translate all that into, if I can do this, then I know I can write copy. You know what I mean? So this thing is mint. And anybody who doesn't think it's mint
is just a punk, okay?
There's no pickle with that. What the hell, man? Where's my pickle?
Maybe it doesn't do it, but there you go.
There we go. All right. Tom said he's here for the pickle. So Stu.
In all seriousness, though, this is one of those things. I mean, you see how amazing these headlines are, okay? And here's some straight talk about crushing a PT test. Oh my God, that would be like Stu's. That would be a podcast thing right there.
Be a great one. I go live with that one today.
What you got to do is just take your time filling this out, and then you refine it and you tweak it. I will tell you all the time. Here's how I use one of these wizards. Okay, whether it's Funnel Scripts, whether it's the Jim Edwards Method Premium, it's Author Wizards, it's Traffic Secret Scripts, if it's the upcoming Fill My Webinar Scripts, whatever it is. Here's what you do. You fill it out to the best of your ability. You whack the button, you look at the results, and then you come back up and you start tweaking. You start massaging. Then you come down and you whack the build button again. And you're like, okay, I kind of like that one, but I don't like the way that this sounds. So let me go back up and let me change it and let me do it again. And it takes about anywhere from 1 to 5 tweaking sessions to really dial it in. But then once it's dialed in and you save it, you have it forever. Stu can come back to this and get headlines anytime he wants. There's 84 of them. Yep. And, this thing, okay, we can change this, pass selection on the first try. But if we change this to getting an X-ray contract, and aspiring special forces candidate, not just special operations. But now we have totally changed all of this so that it can be about mindset. It can be about all kinds of different stuff. So there you go. Is Stu writing them down? No, he doesn't have to write them down because he's the one that's got the project file. He can just whack the button and get them anytime he wants.
Yeah, I plan on doing some whacking after this.
Oh my God, you did not just say that.
Well, I meant whacking the button.
Stu's gonna do some whacking, gonna have a great whacking session.
Did not mean it any other way other than working.
No, you didn't, Stu,
the Wizards.
You know I'm gonna run with it.
I know. I set that up there for you. That was a little.
That was a mullet.
That was a mullet for you.
Okay, so that's the Gary Halbert direct response headline wizard. You guys go use it. If you're in the Jim Edwards Method Premium, you need to go use it. If you are not in the Jim Edwards Method Premium, you should be. And if you want to be, you can go to thejimedwardsmethod.com. We've got this cool ad right here that tells you about the Jim Edwards Method Premium. You can click on that. You can come over here, read all about it. You can see my cool beard when it was longer. And it tells you all the cool stuff that you get. And we do training every month. We got all kind of wizards, and you get access to all of my archives and all that good stuff. And it's the best deal going if you are serious about kicking ass in online business. There you go.
Hey, man, I just saw another one that said, have you ever seen an aspiring special ops candidate cry?
Ooh, yeah. It's on the day that you ring the bell.
Yeah, man.
Gary
is harsh, man. Gary is harsh.
That's good. I'm growing my beard out again. It's that time of year. I like running down the road in the snow in January with like this epic 6 or 8 inch beard flowing out on either side. Just saying, Stu. Anyway, okay. So one person, as we wrap this up, thank you for putting that link in there, Susan. I should have done that. Somebody asked, did they put up the replays of Funnel Fridays? And the answer to that is no. You have to be there live. If you go sign up for Funnel Fridays, I think you can get access to the replay of the most recent one. I think that's how it's set up. I'm not 100% sure. But all the past episodes are pretty much gone because they want you to show up live in order to get the share funnels and stuff. That's the reward. So, okay. I think, did we have any other questions we need to hit real quick? Oh, are you guys going to make an appearance on 2 Comma Club Live today? No, no, but thanks for asking. I'm hoping to speak at the next Funnel Hacking Live, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Justin says the beard is good for brand recognition. At least that's what I tell my wife. Yeah. When my chihuahuas start nuzzling in it like it's their mother, I know it's time to start cutting the beard down. Okay, so I think that's it for this. And so we are going to move on to our next topic, right?
Yes.
Which is our podcast. So let me stop sharing this and we'll go. This is episode 90, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the title is What are bump offers, one-time offers, and when and why do you use them?
Yeah. And we had this from Sarah Pitts. She had a really good question posted in the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks group.
Okay, so we'll read the question and stuff once we start the podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm seeing like 33 people here, but only 16 reactions. So come on, guys. Our Facebook, our social media, our podcast runs on likes, shares, comments, and tags, not thanks. So please hit the little thingy to let us know. Even give me a mad icon. That's always good. If there's one mad icon there, then people are like, why are they mad? I got to watch. So that's a little tip. All right. You ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Jim Edwards here, and welcome back to the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks podcast. I'm your host, Jim Edwards, along with Stu Smith.
Hello.
My podcast producer, and he's the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson. So today we are talking about what are bump offers, one-time offers, and when and why you use them. This is amazing, Stu. This is like one of the most profitable things that you can do, because let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question, then I'm going to tell you a story.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have children.
Yes.
Okay. I saw the picture of your son. Dear Lord in heaven, I would have hated to feed that kid growing up.
Oh,
I mean,
he's still eating like a horse.
That was an investment. He's real tall too. Where does he gets that from? His wife's side? Your wife's side, or what?
Yeah, all the men in her side of the family are 6'4".
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a big kid. You
Yeah.
think you think he'll do anything in the military? Is he thinking about it, or not really?
It is an option.
Okay.
There's some sort of form of federal, maybe law enforcement or
Okay.
federal service, military service, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Because I remember 4 years ago, you're like, yeah, I think he's going to be a video game developer.
I'm not pushing him in any direction.
That's
I tell
good.
people all the time, it's not my job to motivate you to serve. So,
quick story. So I have a book that I've been selling since August of 2001. And over the years, was selling about 10,000 copies a year. It's a lot. 10,000 copies a year, $29 a pop. That doesn't suck. So after I'd been selling it for about 10 years, I was introduced to the concept of a one-time offer. And a one-time offer is where after somebody has bought, they've paid, they've entered their information, they've put in their credit card, they've hit the buy button, they're buying, and they go to what they think is going to be the page where they're going to get their whatever their order was or order confirmation. You say, hey, one quick sec, your order's not quite done. I've got a special one-time offer for you that you won't see anywhere else. And I said, I've heard about this for a while. I'll give this a try. So I added a one-time offer for that. It was a 40, let's call it $50. It was like $49. Call it $50 for the sake of math. And I immediately had a 20% take rate. In other words, 20% of all the people that bought for $29 also paid me an extra $50. Now, most people would have been excited. They would have been like, oh man, that's really great. I got really depressed because I realized I had left $1 million on the table over the last year. What am I talking about? Well, 10,000 times 20% is 2,000. 2,000 times $50 is 100,000. Okay. $100,000 times 10 years of not having an OTO. Guess what? That's $1 million. Okay. It came out to like 970,000. It was close enough to $1 million that I just kind of went and laid in the bed for a couple days and was like, I'm stupid. I suck. I'm an idiot. I suck. And then I got over it, and it has performed really well ever since. So the first thing I want you to take away from this, if you're not doing one-time offers, you're wrong. You are just straight wrong. Because a certain percentage of people in my experience, between 10 and 30%, really 15 and 30% more accurately, of people who buy from you want to buy as much stuff as they can, and they've got their credit card in hand, and they would love to buy more stuff from you if you offer it. Just like all of us do. If we're really into something and you've already bought something and you're feeling great, and then somebody says, hey, I'll give you something to help you do it faster. I'll include something to make it even easier. I'll walk you through it. I'll do it for you. I mean, Stu, you know how much money you could make if you could get people into shape by doing push-ups for them? I mean,
That would be something.
that would, yeah, we'd be in business together. I'd
Mhm.
be your manager. So the point though is that that's an OTO. That's a one-time offer. And there's really 4 different ways that you can, or 4 or 5 different types of OTOs you can do. You can do the OTO of more of what you just bought. So that's a great one for like anything from dog food to supplements, any type of consumable thing. It can be, here's a tool to help you do it faster and easier. There's coaching. Let me coach you through it. Let me work with you one-on-one. Let me give you more information. And then also let me just do it for you. Those are the 4 main options. Okay. There are other derivations, sure. So, and Vicky just said light bulb moment. There you go. Nice. So let's talk for a minute about a bump offer. So an order bump or an upsell, that's an order bump and an upsell are pretty much the same thing. An upsell is not a one-time offer because an order bump or an upsell happen before people make the first purchase. So, example, that's why I asked if you had kids. You ever taken your kids to the grocery store when they were little? When you get up to the counter to check out and you're putting stuff on the belt, what is at eye level for little Mary and little William? Huh?
Yeah, candy. Yep.
Yeah. Did they ever whine for candy?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
well, yeah. I mean, they never whined, but they
Okay,
were pretty good
they
kids. But
asked.
they always wanted it. Yeah.
Right. And they
Point.
asked.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. When they're too scared to ask, but they're not too scared to grunt.
Right.
You know, yeah, that means you have control over your kids. They're like, you know, that's what an order bump is. So why would you want to do that? Because it helps you make more money. Why would you do that instead of an OTO? That's a great question. And the answer is it depends. It just depends on how you've set up your funnel, what your value ladder is. Ultimately it comes down to a test. So, for example, and I don't know the exact percentage right now, so I can't tell you, but I can tell you that the percentage is high. And maybe Susan knows the percentage and she'll put it in the comments if she knows it. And that is for the Copywriting Secrets book. When you go to copywritingsecrets.com and you fill out the form to get a free copy of the book and you just pay small shipping and handling, we offer an order bump for the audio version of the book, which full disclosure is me reading the book to Stu because he didn't want to read it. So I was like, hey, dude, I just read, I read David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. And I was thinking it'd be cool that I could read the book and then you could ask me questions. And this was like how our podcast was born, or maybe we were already doing the podcast, but we already had that dynamic of Stu would listen to me talk and then try and poke holes in my story. So that's how we created that audio version, which people love. I mean, people go nuts over it. And I got to think at least 20% of the people take that order bump for the audiobook version. And it's not cheap. It's worth it though.
Nice.
And so that's a great example of using an order bump. You see it a lot with a book or a free plus shipping offer or something. And then you offer an alternative version of whatever they're getting. Or, you know, example, let's say you were selling dog food, you could do an order bump for a, oh, thank you, Carl. Carl says audio version is awesome. But let's say if you were selling, dog food, what would be some obvious order bumps that you could do with the dog food? Not a one-time offer, but an order bump. To me, it's like some type of ergonomic dog bowl, or one of those dog bowls that has the grooves in it to keep little Scruffy from scarfing down his entire bowl in one scarf, or a combination water, water, other bowl, low calorie treats because all my chihuahuas are getting fat. They look like these little sausages with legs because I give them too many treats, and their idea of exercise is jumping on the couch. So Leslie says dog supplements, so that could be something too. So typically though, the order bump is something that goes with what you're buying. It doesn't have to be, but it got to feel right. And then for the OTO, for the one-time offer, you might say, okay, you just bought a case of unicorn dog chow, and I'd like to offer you 3 more cases at 30% off right here, right now. You'll never see this. So instead of getting 1 case, you get 5 cases, which is enough for the next 45 days. And if you really want, on the next OTO, I would offer an auto ship so that you never run out of food, you never run out of yummies for your dog. That would typically be the way I would do the OTOs. So Sarah asked an interesting question that goes along with, now that we've given you the background and the stuff about what is a one-time offer, what is an order bump, when and why do you use them, do you think we have covered that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Good
So
Lord.
then Sarah asked a cool question that I thought was really good, which was what?
Has anyone ever tried putting a bump offer on a free lead magnet page?
And I thought that was brilliant. It was at least worth a test because I've never seen it done. And that doesn't mean it wouldn't work. In some cases, if you think about it, let's say, for example, Stu was offering a report on, I don't know, 10 free workouts, or he was doing just like 10 workouts to increase upper body strength, or, the whatever it is. And then had a little box that you could check that said, hey, want to get a whole year's worth of workouts for just $17? Click here. And mechanically, there's a bunch of different ways you could do that. You could have them just check the box, and when they clicked on after they put in their name and email, or just their email, when they clicked the link, it would take them on the next page where it would basically be a one-time offer, but in their mind, they're already going there to buy it. So psychologically, it's like, let's say that Stu wanted to sell his book. So he gives away the report, and then somebody hits the thing to get the free report, and they go to a page, and it says, hey, your free report's on its way. But while you're waiting, let me tell you about a book I have that teaches you all these calisthenics and all this other stuff. It normally sells for $39, but I'll let you have it for $15 plus shipping. So that's one way. That's the OTO. But imagine what somebody's reaction would be, or somebody's acceptance would be of that offer, if on the opt-in page they check a box that says, hey, yeah, I'd like to add this to I'd like to get this book. So they check a box and then see an offer, as opposed to just seeing an offer. I got to believe that would increase conversion rate. It's worth a test. That's why I got excited, because I was thinking about the psychological impact of it. And so really, the funny thing is that you could set this up so that you're making the offer on the next page. You could have the box that says, I'd like to add the entire calisthenics book or tactical strength book for $17 plus free shipping. I would do it as a free shipping offer.
Sure.
In the continental US. And then when they click through, whether they click the box or not, they're going to see the offer. But I want to know what the difference in conversion rate would be between the people who had that little, that little heads up, that little pre-frame and check the box, as opposed to the ones that didn't. It's kind of like in the 5-Minute Perfect webinar, for those of you who are in funnel scripts. You've seen that. And it's at the very end of the 5-minute perfect webinar, there's a little breadcrumb that gets dropped where it says something like, and we also have and we also have an entire book on how to do tactical strength training no matter what your level. And it's amazing. But today, right now, we're talking about the 10 free weeks of exercises, which are really cool. So go ahead and put in your name and email and we'll get it out to you right away. And they click the thing. And then on the next page, it makes the offer for whatever the next thing is, or it makes the offer for the thing for them to get. And then the OTO is for the thing that you drop the breadcrumb about. I know this isn't really making 100% sense, but it's pre-framing them, or hopefully it's making sense, but I'm thinking it through as we're going on it. But you're pre-framing it. You're dropping a little thing about it. And then you're just, it's like a throwaway. It's also called salting. And it's also called opening a loop. But it would be like Stu doing an article and saying, or doing an article, and then at the end saying, by the way, I discovered this when working with one of my personal one-on-one coaching clients, which I have a very limited number of. So go ahead and check out this book, because it's, the culmination of, it's definitely based on real world experience. So now we have dropped, they know we're telling them about a book, but we've opened a loop about I could work with this dude one-on-one. You're shitting me. And then they get the book. And then after they do the book, they get the one-time offer for, hey, you could work with me for 3 months one-on-one with a special one-time offer. And they're like, oh, dang, I could work with this dude one-on-one. It's just that pre-framing, open loop, salting, whatever you want to use, you want to say. And I got to believe that that's worth a try on a free lead magnet. I'm going to actually, on my next thing, I'm going to figure out how I can do that. Anyway, those are kind of, now my brain is thinking, and so I look distracted, and there you go. So,
no, it's great.
Any thoughts?
It was a great question, but as with any great question, the answer always is, let's test it.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works. Test it on a product, test it on getting leads, whatever that is. We did have another question that I thought was pretty good, just asking about what script would you use for product descriptions in a print-on-demand store. Someone, Rosinda, asked that question in the live segment here.
So it would depend, but if you think about it, there's so many of them, and inside of funnel scripts, I mean, one of the things I would use, whether funnel scripts or the Jim Edwards Method Premium, you need a headline. That's number one. Anything you're selling needs a cool headline. The other thing is bullets always are great, especially when you have limited space. So 4 or 5 amazing bullets can take you a long way. So we have the bullet wizard inside of Copywriting Secrets. We have the, just look real quick. We have the special offer wizard inside of the Jim Edwards Method Premium that helps you just create a quickie, almost like a flyer. You think about a flyer. Yep. Or something, that kind of a thing. So that would be the start of it. That would be where I would start. Everything always starts with your avatar, and then it moves on to the headline.
Yeah, one thing I like to do, Jim, is the hidden persuasion wizard. If you're looking for bigger content, like, you can turn that into an article real easy, and it is just perfectly designed to, like I said, it's hiding the persuasion of mixing in the sales copy with some content, which is genius.
And the hidden persuasion wizard also is a good way to add a preamble to a description as well. It's a story, and it's a story about the people, about the prospect. So, hook, story, offer. The story can be the hidden persuasion wizard as well inside the Jim Edwards Method Premium. Okay.
So did we answer the question? When the bump offer and the one-time offer, when's the best time to use them?
Every time.
Okay.
In other words, don't make my $1 million mistake and say, okay, here's the biggest mistake that people make in this area. They're like, okay, I'm gonna get my basic funnel up and running. And then once I've got it running, then I'll go back and worry about the one-time offer. Then I'll go back and worry about the order bump. The problem is that you never go back and add it. And also, when you're first advertising this, when you're first rolling it out, you've got to have as many different ways to increase the revenue as possible. So having a good order bump or having a good one-time offer can spell the difference between losing money and breaking even, or breaking even and making a profit. And most people, when they're losing money, especially when they're testing ads and they're all nervous and freaking out and stuff, they stop. In other words, this isn't working. This is bull crap. This is no good. This is, you know what I mean? It's just not, it's not smart, but it also requires a little more work. So most people want to throw something against a wall and see if it sticks, as opposed to actually bust and hump and giving your really best effort and making sure that you've done the best you can when you start tracking and you start advertising and stuff. Is that, I hope I'm not sure
No.
in my flu shot befuddlement whether that makes sense or not.
No, it's a great answer. Not only that, it helped explain a little bit of the differences of, what they actually are versus, when we actually don't even realize they're there.
Right.
Like the candy aisle. Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Of a checkout process.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things that it does. If you use a tool like Funnel Scripts or the Jim Edwards Method Premium, you really have your avatar nailed, then you're able to get more done faster anyway. So what used to take you 2, 3, 4 weeks to put everything together, if you really sit down, you can get it done. You can get it done in a day or two. You can get it all done. I mean, you sit down and really focus and bust it out, you can get the first draft done really fast. No, the term upsell is not used for both of these things. Upsell and order bump are the same thing. A one-time offer, but an upsell happens before they have actually put in their money. A one-time offer happens after they've put in their money. Now, that doesn't mean that other people don't use the term upsell to describe either or of these, but in the Jim Edwards world, in my universe, along with Stu Smith, we define them as such. So OTO/upsell happens before they actually pay. One-time offer happens after they pay. So that's our definition.
I also throw in a one-time offer for anybody who leaves a cart, like unchecked out, like it's an unfulfilled cart, or what, I can't remember what it's called.
Abandoned cart.
Abandoned cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always throw an upsell automatic email for anybody who abandons a cart.
And what do you offer them, like a special deal?
Just give them a coupon code.
Coupon
Coupon code. that maybe they did not realize existed, and then they're like, oh, okay, so I can save $5 on this. I'll pull the trigger. And you can actually see in the store, in the Shopify store, where that percentage of sales increases.
Nice. That's
compared,
smart.
yeah, compared to
What percentage would you say that actually works on? I mean, it's worth doing?
oh yeah, it's 25 to 30%.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Whereas they compare it next to other Shopify stores. That most abandoned carts, are about 7-8%.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely worth adding a little extra something in that abandoned cart email that people can automatically do.
That's pretty cool.
And I didn't have to figure that out. It was one of the features on Shopify store that allowed, just said, hey, do you have an abandoned cart email? I'm like, no, I don't.
Hey, and I just want to point out, inside of Funnel Scripts,
what?
We have the abandoned cart email scripts, which will write your
genius,
which will write your abandoned cart emails. So just pointing that out, you whack on them a couple, 3 times to get them to come back and buy. Just saying, someone might say, wow, it'd be cool if somebody created a script to help me write those emails. Yes, someone did, because I'm someone.
That's impressive.
So there you go. All right. Well, this was good. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We didn't answer all the questions that we got in the comments and stuff. We just didn't have time, but Stu does track them, and we talk about them in future episodes and stuff. And again, if you are not a member of Funnel Scripts, you should be. You can go to funnelscripts.com, watch cool training with Russell Brunson and myself, and then go ahead and sign up. You can also check out the Jim Edwards Method Premium. We put the link in there, but if you go to the JimEdwardsMethod.com, there's a link in the upper right where you can click over to it. Somebody asked, is there a way to be an affiliate for Funnel Scripts? Yes, it is part of the ClickFunnels affiliate program, and it is not immediately available inside of the affiliate program. You have to qualify in order to be able to sell. I think you have to sell $1,000 worth of ClickFunnels stuff in a 30-day period in order to unlock that. Same thing with the Copywriting Secrets book. So they do that just to keep the circus from getting too crazy. So, but that's Copywriting Secrets is part of that universe as well, as far as an affiliate program. So, Stu, any final words?
No, thanks for the ideas. You guys are going to the sales copy content or sales copywriting content marketing hacks group on Facebook and ask questions. I mean, most of these questions were answered by you that are members of the group, but some of them are just so good that I thought it may be a great show.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
If you're not already a member, make sure you go over to Facebook and join our group, the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks. You have to fill out a little application. That's how we keep the trolls and the crazies at bay. So there you go. All right. Well, we will talk to y'all soon. Thanks for joining us, Stu. Great job. And we will talk to you soon.